All right, so the next validator that I'm going to demo is the regular expression validator. So this one is probably a little more complicated, but it's very flexible in terms of the kind of inputs that you want. So I'm going to do that for this particular one. Enter your staff ID. In this case, it's a string that has the first letter to be a capital letter, all right, and then followed by 4 digits. All right, so followed by 4 digits. Or maybe I'll make it a little more different. Maybe I'll just say enter your staff ID, not one letter, but 2 uppercase letters, followed by 4 digits. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. 2 uppercase letters followed by 4 digits. All right. So same thing. I want to put that message just below the text box. So I drag the regular expression validator into the space, and the error message I'm going to show invalid input. I just say invalid input. I think that's all. That's enough. Invalid input. All right. And now there isn't space for me right now for this video for me to explain to you what a regular expression is. But I can give you references to certain websites that allows you that explains in as simple term as possible what regular expressions are. All right, and there's even a website for you to try out some expressions with some sample input to see whether if you get what you need. So, okay, the place to put it is in the validator expression. Let me see. Let me see if there's okay. Set focus error, match time out, height error message is done. Display. Control to validate. So the control to validate is going to be the staff ID text box. All right, staff ID text box, and the rest is fine. Okay, the name here, the name of the validator is going to call it staff ID regular expression validator. All right, so that's the name of the validator. All right, and then the expression that I'm going to type is you have to put it in validation expression. All right. Okay. So it's going to look a bit oh, cryptic. Basically, I start with the hat sign. That means I'm expecting something at the beginning of the input. What are they? Well, I'm going to put a square bracket here. Means that it's in here. I'm going to describe what I need. So I'm going to type A dash Z. That means I'm expecting capital A to capital Z. All right. So that's what I'm expecting. And I put a curly brace, and I put number 2 inside, which means I'm expecting 2 capital letters at the beginning. Yeah. So 2 capital letters at the beginning, and then I expect a digit from 0 to 9. All right, repeated 4 times. Okay, at the end. At the end is the dollar sign. All right. Okay, so that's my expression. So let me just click on this. So just to show you what my whole expression looks like. Now up here there's actually a bunch of samples. So for example, if you're expecting an internet email address, so this very long thing is how you would filter it. What else? Internet URL. What else? Zip codes. So there's a few examples here, but I'm going to stick to my custom, which is, oh, sorry, I've lost that just now. Let me just cancel this. All right, so I still have this. All right. Okay, so let's just test it out. Okay, all right, so that's the form. All right, so I'm just going to continue going down, nothing special here. So now let's type something. Let's type QA 34 or whatever it is, right? I get out, seems to be no problem. I add another number next to it. Yep, I get invalid input. I put a little a instead of a big A. Yep, I get invalid input. I put two more letters, so therefore 3 letters. Again, it's invalid input. I just have GR4323, then it's all right. Or GR alone, no good. 0000, yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna leave it at 001. All right. Okay, so if it's wrong, if it's error, again I submit, then I'll get a whole bunch of errors here, your name text box and so on. So maybe this error here should be a little bit more verbose. Maybe you should say something like invalid staff ID input, for example. That will make a little more sense. Otherwise, invalid input doesn't tell me much. So let's just make that change. All right. So instead of just invalid input, I'm going to put invalid input for staff ID. All right, done. All right, so that's how you use the regular expression validator. Now, there are a few websites that I found useful that you guys can check out. Let me see. Okay, let me see, where did I put it? Yes, this is one of them. All right, so this is one of them. Just make this a little bit smaller. All right, so I'll make it a little bit smaller. So it's at regex101.com/r/co8iqs/2. Yeah, that's the URL. So here I just typed what I had earlier. So that's 3. So if I would change this to 2, then here you can type whatever it is as an example, and it says here no match. So the moment I change it to 2, I see 1 match. All right. Okay, and the cool thing about this site is it even explains to you what the various bits and pieces mean. So this is the, if you see on the right here, that's the what I typed earlier, and it says, okay, first the hat asserts position at start of the string, so it's at the beginning. And then this part here, so we're saying that a single character in the range between A to and Z. So this index are ASCII values of those characters, and the 2 here means matches exactly 2 times. If you go further down, it talks about this. The 0-9 matches 4 times. All right, and finally the $sign asserts position at the end of the string or before the line terminates on the right. All right, so this is a really cool site for you to experiment with new expressions that you can just copy and paste into your validation expression. All right, another site is this one here. This is a regex tutorial, a quick cheat sheet by example. So there's a whole bunch of examples here that you can have a look at and get some sense of how to use regular expression. And regular expressions are is a really powerful tool, not just for validation, but for a whole bunch of other things. All right, okay.